Hi, my loves. We just wrapped up the very first module inside the Frequency of Love program, and my heart is just pulsing and buzzing with the magic that is happening in there. I reached a point in 2023 where I was tired of needing a bad guy in my story. And if you've been in my world at all over the past few years, you know that there's been a lot of painful things that have gone down. There's been a lot of people who have hurt me and caused me to go inward and go deep and really address those wounds and the pain that was caused. And in the process of that, it was natural, normal, and even what I would teach appropriate to have a visceral reaction towards those who hurt you and to consider them bad guys because they've done bad things and they've hurt you and you feel bad. Like, I think that's actually a very healthy response to pain, is not to try to justify it, but to sit and acknowledge the fullness of it. Like, we have to do that. And I find a lot of people in my world, that's really hard. It's really hard to fully acknowledge the pain in your world because what does that mean about you? What does that mean about the other person? What does that mean about your future? And so it's easy to kind of try to sweep it under the rug, not really see it in the size and scope for what it really is. And yet I do think it's important that we acknowledge the fullness of it. And that often means acknowledging that there's a bad guy at play. But as I tell my people, we don't want to stay there. We want to go through there. That's a phase we want to transition through, from acknowledging the bad guy to eventually my goal is to no longer need a bad guy. And that cannot be forced or rushed or faked. It is born from a deep desire in your heart and soul, which is why I titled this live stream, If You're Ready to No Longer Need a Bad Guy. Because I'm not here to convince you that you don't need a bad guy in your story. I'm not here to shame you for having a bad guy in your story. I had some bad guys in my story for a long time. But I reached a point where my soul kept crying out to me for a different story and a different identity, where Nicole Mitchell doesn't need a bad guy in her story to be good, to be loved, to be safe, to be free. And so this year I had to work on releasing the narrative, the framework, the story, and even the identity I had built up around having a villain in my story. I had to work on releasing this attachment to needing someone to pay in order for me to be free. And what transpired to get me there, what transpired in the transformation has absolutely blown me away and has been the portal to so much healing and freedom in my life. It is jaw-dropping, absolute jaw-dropping. And so the more I felt into this, it wasn't just love, just love them, just forgive them, just move on. I'm not talking about fluff. I'm not saying love someone when you don't feel love for them. I'm not saying forgive someone when you don't actually feel the forgiveness. Like, I'm not, there's no fake here. There's no fluff here. I'm not about that. And there's no forcing here. I don't force anyone to do anything before they're ready, because then it's inauthentic. And when it's inauthentic, it usually doesn't last. I wait till your soul cries out. When your soul cries out, that's the right moment. That's the cracked door open to the next possibility. And so as I meditated on this and thought on this and lived through this, went through this, this is how this program was born, called the Frequency of Love. It wasn't the fake love and it wasn't forced love. It was the frequency of love that changed everything for me. And it first changed my world before anyone changed a thing in theirs. It completely changed my life without needing anyone to change a single thing about them, including the villains in my story. It didn't require to have a conversation. It didn't require us to connect. I was able to tap into the frequency of love and have it change everything from the inside out. And it has led to the most incredible results, revolution, freedom, and healing of my life, because my soul was ready and I was willing to walk that road, willing to see things from a different perspective, willing to a new possibility be born. And so today, inside the Frequency of Love, we just did the very first module of 6. We have 6 modules in this program because this is powerful, powerful, powerful. This is going to be a message, a container, a transmission that you will carry with you forever. And this is why we turned it into 6 modules. Me and Michael Edwards, a dear friend of mine who is just magic embodied, are co-teaching this together. And we decided to host it this month, the month of love, the month of holidays, where we have all the happy feelings and all the pretty decorations and also some of our biggest stress and some of our most tension. And if you want a different experience, if your soul is crying out to you, if you're hungry for a different possibility, what better time than now? In the month of miracles and in the month of magic. And instead of it just being something surfacey or just in decoration or just in movies, what if it could become the substance of your reality? And so if that is something you're hungry for, if that is something you are open for, if that's something you are available for, I would love to invite you inside our Frequency of Love program. It is so deep and powerful, and I am so excited for the transmission you get. You can feel the energy here. And if you can feel the energy here, you can only imagine how powerful and potent the energy is inside this program. I'm going to drop the link below. Please come join us. But if you have any questions, DM me. I'm happy to chat with you. Our next call is on Wednesday, so you have 2 days. Plenty of time to catch up on this module. It's so good. And I just want you to experience this magic this month in your life, in your heart, in your home, in your relationships, and really, really, really have the holidays of your dreams and beyond. This is going to transform all your relationships. This is going to transform your reality. And I don't say that lightly. It's that powerful, that potent, and it's that available. I'll drop the link. I'm available in the DMs. I love you. You are worthy. You are ready. You are deserving. I'm here for you if you need anything. And I will see you online. Bye, loves.